There it is.
Hello, hello. I thought there might have been a countdown, but I set a 30-second countdown and didn't do it. So hello, everybody. So we've got sorry, Rex.
Just as well we weren't picking our nose or anything, eh?
Well, I'd have to use my middle finger there, Rex.
Yeah, me too.
So it's been a little while, but we've been quite busy and there's been a lot going on in lives. So I would like to apologise, but I'm fucking not gonna.
We've all got goals.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's turning into 2025 at rapid speed now there, Rex Landy, and things have changed quite a lot in the last 3 months since last time we got on here and had a chat. A lot has actually happened.
It really has, and I'm glad I am for it. And I don't know if you recall, but we have spoken of this before. Good evening, everybody. We decided to do our stream now, and we're going to see the new year and make sure this 2024 is totally fucked off and, show at the door completely. I'm sure we'll be able to find things to talk about till then. Thanks for joining us. But yes, lots and lots has happened in the last wee while since we did our last third of the month. And a long time ago, Stone and I were chatting, and we've chatted about an avalanche. This is like an avalanche, the build-up of the movement against the Troons and their truancy and the medical industrial complex that's attached. This is the medical cult. And it started with, women just, oh, hey, there's a boy in the changing room at school, say, or on the team, or I found out 2013 was when the bill came in to allow men and women to self-identify into prison of their choice here. Jan Logie helped that along. So it was like questioning the narrative. I barely knew in 2013. I knew about Gav Hubbard. Didn't even know his real name, and until I, started to go looking. But anyway, all that time, and now that started. There was a few boulders like J.K. Rowling just standing firm and just saying, dress how you like, do what you like, but keep out of our spaces. You'll never be a woman. A bit more eloquently than that, but I'm the short, sharp version. And then, Mr. Menno and his In the Ladies.
Love, that's my favourite Mr. Menno, Rex.
Yeah,
That's my favourite
exactly.
Mr. Menno.
And his days of Christmas, I was lucky to be on one of his days of Christmas. And then there's all these other women and men, but mostly women sort of like, what's happening at my child's school? And, and they shut up, bigot. Silence, silence. You want to kill us. You want to kill us all. And all that sort of fucking bullshit. And Graham Linehan, another boulder. All these boulders started just one at a time. Bigger, and then nothing would happen really, except more people would peek and start reading him because he's Father Ted. Lots of people like Father Ted, like the IT crowd, funny man. And then Helen Joyce, Kathleen Stock getting kicked out. These are, big landmark things. Joey Bright, another woman I want to mention tonight, her and her iconic poster picture of her trying to get her sign back off that giant man slab at the Netflix protest when they all went, you can't let Dave Chappelle make fun of us. So these sorts of things happened, and it didn't shake the foundations of the truancy, right, for a long time. They've had the floor for a long time, and those boulders had started loosening other stuff up there, and all the scree. And what I think of a scree, it's not unimportant. That's the stuff that makes the body of the avalanches. We've reached peak truancy. People are like, fuck off. Just fuck off now. And there's been a big collective sigh of relief from people who've held the line for a long time, who've lost a lot, sacrificed a lot along the way. Not just, but what's happened is in the last 3 months, there's been some really super clever, funny people come out, like Mary Kate Delvey, um, and just poking fun at it.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Bring back
Gervais,
the shame. Bring back
yeah,
the kink shame.
yeah, kink shaming is my kink. Fuck you, get your fucking degeneracy back into the closet and take your adult stuff into the bedroom, because this is what the problem is. It's the erosion of boundaries left unchecked. We're talking about TERFs tonight, and I know we've got an hour and a half in us of them, at least an hour and a half.
Yeah, tonight's about TERFs. It's about focusing on what we want to focus on. Like energy goes where attention flows where energy goes. So we're going to be concentrating on the awesomeness of our fellow women. And again, lately I've been told that I'm not an activist and I'm not a feminist. And I never once ever said I was an activist. I never once said I was a feminist. I am a woman that just knows what a woman is. And that's why I started this channel, because I seen you, Rex. I seen you and the powerhouse that you are. And it inspired me to speak out 3 years ago. 3 years. This channel is nearly 3 years old.
Wow. And a lot has changed, and it's because of, as I say, that those boulders start loosening stuff, and now the avalanche has come down of everybody just saying, no, leave the children alone. Nobody's born in the wrong body. Um, and we're going to mention them, and we'll probably bounce back and forth. But, the cash report, Sal Grover, these were great big boulders that helped loosen the fucking foundation of those, buildings that the Trees have put up, the grassroots organisations that have got hundreds of thousands of taxpayer money here in New Zealand. And, the West is being held hostage by this fucking lunatic fringe of minority people. And it's like, oh, we're a minority. It's like, well, then could you please shut up?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Just honestly, like the BBC, they're just like obsessed with fucking drag queens, mate. They do a you know do a documentary about inner city housing, and that's how drag queen this homeless is, and then the next minute they're trying to do a documentary on local food, and it's, oh, this drag queen works in a butchery where this meat is being sold, and it's like, fuck the fuck off with that. The narrative they've held. Poor old Karadansky got told you need to be a ninja this year. Instead of having men instead of men keeping out of our spaces, you should be a ninja, prepared to fight them off at a moment's notice.
Why haven't you kept up your jiu-jitsu skills there? Says Pooh Eater Bagashian.
Oh, I support poo eaters, and you're all bigots for not wanting this man's fetish in your life. It's like, fuck off. There was another set of men fucking in the House of Congress, was it, in America?
Yes!
Was it the House of Congress? It really was. It was where they all go and make their laws, and they were on the table, getting their freak on and letting their freak flag fly.
Don't bring your whole self to work.
This is my flag. Made for me by Linda. Thank you very much, Linda.
But yeah, no, we don't want your whole self at work. We don't want you to bring your whole self at work. We don't want you to bring your kink clothes to work.
No,
like the bloke who went,
adult time with other consenting.
We don't want
it. Adult time. And the hold the line has been really fucking good, but there's been the usual suspects we thinking of, like J.K. Rowling, even though I've been critical of her. There are aspects of some of her advocacy, like talking to Susan Angel, like she's not part of the problem. Just I don't respect any of them, especially women like that who advocate for 8-year-old children to be listened to as far as gender is concerned. Mr. Minnow with his, slick productions and his poking fun. It's great stuff. Thank you very much, Mr. Meno and Glenna. But yes, Sal Grover's great big boulder through the avalanche that's come down. The gender critical TERFs, feminists, whatever you want to call them, all the women who said no and the men that are helping us. It's
I'm going to
just
show share this photo, Rex.
oh,
Can you see
chair.
that?
Yep.
There we go. There we go.
No.
There we go. There's a picture
No.
of me and Sal,
No.
and that was at just after Kelly J Keen's thing here in Brisbane.
Yep.
I actually got to meet Sal the week before that at a little event put together by actually the Miss Edie White. And that was really lovely. There was quite a few TERFs there that night. And then the following week was Kelly J in Brisbane. And
Yep.
yeah, and I actually find Sal to be one of the very few genuine women. Sometimes you meet women in this movement, and unfortunately, they're not as genuine as what you would think they are. But yourself, Rex, and because people don't know this, I speak to you just about every single day. So I'm very, very lucky there that I get to have you to
Yes.
myself. But no, Sal is lovely, and she's holding the line here. What can we say? She is holding the line here.
Hardcore and has at great personal cost and massive sacrifice. And at a time, and it's no mistake that Jason Tickle took his case while she was pregnant because they're skinwalkers. A lot of them are skinwalkers, and a lot of them, yeah, it's just no, thank you. It's a lot of them do this, a lot of them do that, but all of them are men. It doesn't matter what you do, whether you're right at the end of the scale like Scarlett Blake. Like, we're not going to talk about them, but there are one or two that might slide in, like him, that awful transvestite. Go look his name up. I'm not saying what he did, it was disgusting. Right through to the one who says, but I don't want to offend, I just want to use your toilets and be called she, her all the time, all the live long day, and have you validate my delusion every day. And it's like, not from me, sorry.
Yeah.
Not from me. But, women like Sal Grover are holding the line on the world stage in a major way.
And
Because,
there's one thing that she says that I really respect too, Rex. She
yep,
says, I don't even want my father in the female spaces. And she says, because she trusts him the most. He is the man that she trusts above all others in this
yeah, yeah,
universe.
yeah.
She does not want him in there. I
No,
love my
because he's a
husband,
man.
my
Because he's a
son.
man.
They're not welcome.
No, he's a man. And similarly, they're allowed to have their own spaces. Men, keep out, you silly little pooners with your silly little head and stupid little hands, Going, I'm a man, finally ready to join the world of men, and you're fucking 4'11". Stop it.
Well, June's just brought up here that over in the UK there's quite a few young'uns that are coming and rising up and having their say now too. And that's such an important thing, because they are the future. We can never drop this ball again.
No, we can't ever, because there can be no debate. We need to use their language against them too, like no debate. Women are real. We exist. We're not a feeling. We're a fact. You know, we're a biological miracle. We're a biological reality. And, whether you like it or not, we're not your fantasy or fucking feeling. So, yeah, I've been baking today. I got my bake on. I made chocolate mousse and chocolate cherry cheesecake. Yeah, damn
All the
nice.
C's.
That's for a New Year's dinner tomorrow, so I'm going and taking them to share. But back to the usual suspects: Helen Joyce, Julie Bindle, Kathleen Stock, Maya. I've told them off all at various times for their perfidy and telling us to shut up, us ultras. I think that's all they're really capable of. Bless them, and that's the level of their advocacy, and it's helped break down barriers. It's helped, um, build some women up, but it's also, reaching audiences, and that's the thing. We need everybody. whether you like them or not, because this isn't a personality contest either. I know I'm a bastard. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. And it's okay if you don't like me. That's okay. I like me.
But people peak at different times, at different speeds too.
And
And
different levers. Different
abs-
levers.
yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, Sal again is a really good person to observe because in the last 5 years you've seen her go from the understanding of, hey, maybe a third space is what we need, to discovering what an ornogynophile is and going, oh fuck, that won't work. Like you do have to come. There's that the top of the ice, the
You got to
it's
get
what's
under the
underneath the
iceberg. Yeah.
waterline.
You got to get under that iceberg bit that you can see of the we just want to pee. There's
Yeah.
that of the ice, but underneath it all is, well, of course they want to pee in our spaces because it's the most primitive act of marking your territory.
Oh, one of
And
the photos. I mean, you have a look at the photos of the blokes. They got their legs up on the counters.
Yeah,
That's literally the hunter, the wild hunter, owning their claim. Like it's crazy.
And they say they're women while they flash their dicks at us, and I'm a woman and I want to do this in the restroom. I usually want to take a piss and get out.
I don't understand why any bloke would want to be in a line for a bathroom that takes longer to get through.
Well, because it's about the fetish. It's not about the bathroom. It's about the claiming of the space and saying I'm a woman too, and you have to validate me whether you like it or not. And that's taking part in someone else's self-image, and I don't have to. That's why I'm so adamant and so hardcore about it. If there's any hate watchers or plod, this is who I am 24/7. I weave, I bake, I make lovely food and all that sort of stuff. But this is my primary concern, is having men and women's spaces, and that's not on. And telling children they've been born in the wrong body. You in the wrong house. Run, run, run. But no TERF is telling a child that. I was being facetious. That's satire and humour, because I'm a satirist, and please, you must remember any resemblance to people living or dead is purely coincidental.
What sort of I was thinking about earlier today is the whole trans genocide thing that they want to talk about, and there was somewhere I read that there was 30 trans people worldwide this year that's been killed. They do risky things. Let's be honest, prostitution is a risky act. Whether you're male or female, it's a risky fucking job, right? So I was sort of having a contemplate about those sort of things, and sort of like that sort of changed this year. I think for me a lot too, that perspective of prostitution. What, and then there you go. Here, well, it's the oldest profession, and it's like, well, it's not. It's not. It's, as you said, it's the oldest oppression. And if it was the oldest profession, then that's the first profession. So therefore, only prostitutes would have been able to afford prostitutes, and yet we have
pay yourself to stay home and have a wank.
That's right. But we have textiles and clothing, and an old woman who was without a partner was called a spinster. That spinning was the first thing that we could do as women to make an income for ourselves. It wasn't prostitution.
Spinning.
I mean, most of them had a penny thrown at them, not because they asked for it. It was like, here's a copper. I've just raped you. Here's a copper. You go feed the bastard kids from the last rapings you had.
Oh, history. It's like those historical dramas, eh? They show the violence and the sexual violence and the highway robbery in loving detail, but they don't show you the cholera and the syphilis and the yucky teeth and the unwashed fucking poo tang yuck. Always that, it's like,
every woman in Queensland was declared a prostitute, Rex. If
Yep.
they were over 14 or had their period.
I know.
Every
So,
woman
no.
was classed as a prostitute. That's why prostitution was illegal here. So they could point their finger and say, she is a prostitute, and they'd call you in and they'd fucking check you for gonorrhea and chlamydia.
Well, just have a quick sex result.
And the reason they stopped it in Queensland, are you ready? The reason they
no.
stopped it was because they had to do it in hospitals, not just in the cage in some fucking police station, right? They had to do it in a actual
in public, like in a public
in a hospital.
open,
So it cost them money, and they didn't want to spend the money on fucking pointing at women saying they were prostitute and they were dirty. So that's why it stopped.
Yeah. Economics.
Yep.
And we've come so far. It's just that I don't see any men back there, claiming to be women. Same with the suffrage movement. There's no trannies in the suffrage movement. There's none. They weren't there making banners and, being beaten by their husbands. The other long term or longer term, or people who've been at it a bit longer, but also, have held the line, Amy Souza and Amy Ichikawa. Martina, she's had, hell of a time. She still believes in true trans, but it doesn't, she'll get there.
And big love, and love to Amy Souza and all the best in her healing
and recovery. Hope you're well, Amy.
Yeah.
But yes, these women, Martina and Amy, that been so steadfast for, and the suffering of like that online pylon or being talked about. I don't know. I don't experience it like other people because I don't go and read shit about myself by trannies and troons and troon lovers. I don't go and see what they're up to unless it's like people who are encroaching in our women's spaces or of note. And I've talked about, I'd say conservatively, 500 troons.
Easy.
Male and female, easily 500. Only one's personalised it. Out of all the 500, look at that. Only one malignant narcissist. But I'd like to also say some of the, well, not smaller, but the lesser well-known people, even always KJK, one of the original ultras, is KJK for the win. Always, because she's never ever wavered. But some of the people, Duffy D, tell us about Duffy D.
I really like Duffy D. She's over on X. If people haven't checked her out, please go check her out. I actually like her. She uses an icon of what's her name from Ab Fab, the blonde chick.
Oh, Patsy.
Patsy, that's the one, Patsy. And she's straight up. She's a straight up chick. I really like her. There's quite a few things that she's come out with that, and this is what I really like is the ultras, the ultras. And every time I hear Skinwalker Rex, I have a giggle because like whether they know you or not, they're speaking your words, they're speaking your language, and that is, that to me is, it's awesome. It's awesome. It's an awesome thing.
Hey, I'm pretty pleased with it. I know I've coined quite a few words because I'm a shocker. I love the words. All the words. And they love me too. I've even just written a list of words for further use at other times. So here is mantrum, manatee, mandate, mantees, mannequin, manipropism, life boy, oh boy, tramper, and Aiden hair fern. Those silly little poonas. But yeah, just different words. But there were Carol Hamilton, souvenir. These are women on X, and always how I love her. Elaine Miller. Elaine Miller is Gussie Grips, and she's comedian. She has my undying admiration for her, showing Holyrood, the Scottish seat of power, how disgusting they truly were, by showing them the seat of all life and where it comes from. She lifted her skirts and said, "You think she just had a big rant at the men who were letting troons and trannies, transvestites, that's what they are. They've just had a makeover. It's all it is. They, you know, this whole transgender thing this is why they need the children and why they talk about, oh, happy Mother's Day to you, all my little chicks, or whatever, they say that a lot of these men boast about grooming children, like Ellen Page. Did you see her dismal video? I love it. I'm so happy. I could just shit. Come and join me. You need this. You really know who you are. What a fucking dirge.
See, the cooker in me, the conspiracy theorist in me says she has to be a big pharma industry plant, right? Because she's bought into it, right? And then realize how much it fucking sucks, but she still has to do it. They still wheel her out,
She had it all. But you've got an appearance. It reminds me of that, what's that, Drederick Tatum? I'm fighting a bear at 9, 11, 1, 2, and 7. Come see me. From The Simpsons. I'm obliged to do this.
I just, because it just reminds me of the music industry, right? Like music that recording mob will come in and they'll get a band, right? And the band will have to do X amount of albums, like 5 albums, yeah, with that company. And if they break up or whatever and don't fulfill that contract, they can't make any more music. It just has that vibe to me with her, like she's made this contract. She owes them 3 more albums, whether she likes it or not.
Trans Joy. And this album's called Trans Joy. Did you see that picture of that little boy crying with the guitar? Like, this next one is called Please Don't Cut My Dick Off Because I Like the Colour Pink.
That is an actual real thing. Like, when I was more active with the street activism, unfortunately I won't be doing that ever again. Personalities be personalities, and some people aren't just real nice, so I don't stick around with assholes anymore. So there's that. But there was a young fella used to turn up, really long hair and long nails on one of his hands, right? Obviously, he likes the guitar, little fella, loves the guitar. He goes to school and they're saying, you are trans. They're not asking them.
No.
And
they've been inculcating them. They've been inculcating them. We've got a charity here. Is it Gender Minorities? Inside Out. They had sort of like a few $1,000s, and then they started plugging into this Trinity, and suddenly they've got millions of taxpayers' money. They give the lessons about RSE. These people that aren't qualified, they're not teachers. Some might have some of the woke qualifications, but teachers now, I just think they're generally worthless. And the ones that are absolutely worth their salt and everything, do not believe in gender Jesus.
Yeah, I'm just going to say something here, Rex, because I have a little cat feed in the comments here, and she still goes to the Woman Up events here, right? Yeah. And she says here that they're still active. You don't like it, fine. Well, that's okay, but shit did not go down the way people think. And when you get left with a $500 cost because of people's assholes and bullying,
Woman Up.
Just Woman Up. Have a step back and think, why are people there?
Aren't those Woman Up people the people that stole Kelly J's page?
Well, yeah. You see, that was How do
Fuck
you do?
the
You
fuck
can start
up.
when you take a page that says Standing for Women Queensland, and then, like magic, you change it to Woman Up, and you take 2,500 followers with you, and you get caught by the woman herself.
I know. So yeah, I don't really care for what you're saying in the comments.
So
We
things
know
I've
what we
never
know.
done as a turf Rex, things I've never done as a turf.
Yeah, we
I've
know
never
what
told
we
another
know.
turf they don't make the standard. I've
We
never
know.
left a turf with a bill of $500 because they were made to feel included, but then they weren't. There's a whole shit line of things. Oh, if someone talks trash about me about another turf, I make it about my interaction with my turf before I judge them, eh?
Well, I know that they are not who they say they are, and yep, good on you. You're still carrying on. Well, good on you. You still believe in true trans too. Are they the ones that believe in true trans?
That's the very one. You don't have to believe me. Go check out their own channel.
Yeah. I've heard you too. Fuck off. Thanks
So,
very much for dropping by. You're most welcome to continue hate watching, but shut up.
So,
Really and
enjoy this
truly.
podcast, Little Feet. You're more than welcome to stay. But in regards to Woman Up, they have blocked me. I've been kicked out of chats. I've been, nah.
Come on. So, another hero, Enoch Burke, Irish teacher who will not bend the knee to the
No.
pronouns. It's against his beliefs. It's against mine too, because I don't believe in lying for people's feelings
No.
and telling lies about reality. What? So some transvestite doesn't cave my head in? Fuck off. He has refused, and he's been jailed 3 times because, over here closer to home, I'd like to big up Deb Hayes this year. She was very brave and started a petition because our midwives here, these woke idiots, these disgusting colonizers, they're skinwalking our culture too and saying, "Oh yes, you agree with this? We've got some academic Maori that have gifted us words, and we're going to use these ones." And Deb Hayes started a petition here. She couldn't stand by, and we were lucky enough to go with her and support her. Di Landy was supporting her from MWK, and me too. If you hadn't taken that photo of us sitting there at the table with Deb, I doubt that it would even register on the radar because mysteriously the live stream of it has not been uploaded to the public website that we're entitled to a record of. Because Sarah Henderson presented, Deb Hayes presented, Sarah Henderson presented, and Di Landy from MWK, and it was absolutely magnificent. It's one of the things I'll remember till I die. They looked absolutely stun mullet and gobsmacked, these politicians. And the truth, it was just truth bomb after truth bomb. And one the MP, I think it was Greg, old Guns O'Connor, he says, "Oh, these are serious accusations." And Sarah says, "They aren't accusations. These are questions. We have questions. And these are the questions we want answered." And it did reverberate and cause some other transvestite here to get his knickers in a twist because it's quite easy to wind a troon up. I've been insulted and called every good thing from A to Z and all the ones in between, especially the ones starting with C, ending with T. I don't mind. Doesn't worry me. None of it does. Not really. Because the internet's not real. I mean, bless you for joining us if you are. I don't know who's in the chat or whatever. But I'm talking with my mate about this year and what a year and like this last 3 months, 4 months or so, we've had Deb Hayes, MWK, holding the line. So that's Karen, Sarah, Karina, our girls. They're so good. And Paige here, Parents Against Gender Education. That's our friend Karen, and she just had enough. And she got together with a mate of hers, and they started PAGE, Parents Against Gender Education, except no others. Bob McCoskey. Oh, Bob. Thanks very much. He holds the line because he's a very devout man of God. I don't follow the man on the cross. Bob does, and I
Yep.
don't have a problem with it, like other religions I could think of. But there are people in this fight who've been here a long time. Like I say, Joey Bright, Erin Brewer. I first came across a video of her, um, and I was thinking, "What the hell are you saying? What have you got in your hand?" And the more I listened, she was saying, "Now, what the hell is this? These are disgusting." And she held out little packers. That's how I my first interaction or time I stumbled across Erin. What a hero! Absolutely, fucking that was, I don't know, six years ago. How long ago was that first video, Erin? Your hair was long. It was 6 or 7 years ago. But Erin Brewer has been, in transgender trend, the mapping of
Oh, Alex from
Alex.
the Gender Mapper.
Yep, Alex.
Alex. Yeah, I miss
You
her.
know, these women have, keep prisons single sex. That was a bit sad this year. They decided that they'd had enough of being ignored because we come right back and we always circle the wagons back to it's a class issue.
Yep.
Now
Absolutely.
they're starting to gaslight the working class by saying you have to accept trannies because this is part of working class ethos, and it's no. We don't have time for these luxury beliefs. They're for luxury beliefs for uptight people with too much time on their hands.
Yep. Yep. And that's the thing, Rex. I've never been attacked more than people on our side.
Well, I know. Yeah, that's it. I'm a bad turf.
So I can see why these people like that. They fold it in and they go no more because it's not easy. It's not easy.
No. You
Um,
just have to persist. You have to persist. And it's definitely the road less travelled. And people, why do you care so much? Why are you so angry? It's like I have granddaughters. I have nieces. I have nephews, and brothers and sisters, and I did have parents. These are the building blocks of reality. Never mind, um, you know, talking about them as words, but they are the building blocks of people's reality. And trying to erase those sorts of words, sister, could say sibling, we're not in Slytherin house. Not everybody is, and we don't all fucking speak parcel tongue. So, you know what I mean? It's like this. And there's so many fires. We talk on that too of um, the WEF agenda, the what's it 2030, that 10 year. It was a 10-year plan. Bill Gates. I mean, wanting to do the Monty Burns and block out the sun and inject everybody and cull the fucking world. Fuck off. The man invents computers and then invents viruses and then sells, the cure for the Microsoft patch. And now he's trying to do it with his jibbity jab jabs. No, thank you, Bill. Fuck off.
and especially when you work out and find out that Pfizer has their hand in the puberty blockers.
Well, look at Colin Pritzker. That's Colonel Colin Pritzker. He's Jennifer Pritzker now, the pigwigger. That big fucking man slab. He's tied up in Pfizer. Him and it was his cousin, I think, who's the governor, who Obama helped with the bathroom bill. And speaking of bathroom bill, Nancy Mace for the win of the most surprising, did not have on my bingo card for 2024, ally. And now you're here, Nancy. I couldn't be happier.
I don't mind every now and again getting on X and throwing out a Nancy Mace myself, sharing and retweeting her stuff.
Hold the line. Well, it started with that stupid man, Mr. McBride. Why won't you let me? I look like a woman, the creepy motherfucker. You're not a woman. That's the thing. It's not about your looks or your personality or whether you fold bandages for the Cancer Society or volunteer at the animal shelter. It's not about that. It's that you're a man and you need to use the men. Male on male violence is not our problem. And you need to tell your bros to stop smashing you. That's really all there is to it. It's not about us. You need to stop talking to trannies and transvestites like fucking John Walker Flint. Stop calling him Brian on X, you fuckers. Stop it. His name's John Walker Flint if you want his birth name. Brianna Wu, 6'4", a giant man slab. He needs to fire his dentist. So many of them do. He is fucking enormous. He's a foot taller, a foot and an inch taller than me. Okay. And he said, I live as a woman. No, you don't. I have never once had to type in a tweet or anywhere online, I will always be a woman.
Get up in the morning and I do my woman dance.
Yeah.
All the way to the
I'm
woke
a
up a
woman.
woman today. Hello, hallelujah, woman.
Woman, I'm a woman. Just remind myself every fucking 5 minutes or so, I'm a woman, woman, woman.
Did you see those glasses? Sorry about my dogs, guys. Did you see those glasses? To stop you seeing your body?
Okay.
So having the water not fall on them and go back into your eyes.
Well, because we're born, not worn. We don't live as we are. It's not as, it's are. And I'd like to also think of my friend Will Ferguson, holds the line. And I do celebrate. Karen Davis tried to have a go at him. I didn't listen or read or anything because I know will never bend the knee. On X, Mother of Dragons, another rabid ultra.
I love her. Love her.
I know. And Kim Biggett Smith, and I'm at the point. It's been a long time, and now we've got like I say, those boulders of like KJK and Helen Joyce and Kathleen Stock, getting fired and all the vilification. Maya Forstater, Alison Bailey, all of that. But before that, there was Caroline Farrow. She was arrested in front of her children and carted off for calling fucking that potato fat pigster fat Tony. That's you, Tony Hayden. Anthony Halliday, Anthony Hayden, Stephanie Hayden, he calls himself. He's a nonce. He's actually a sexual offender, child sex offender. And I can say that because that's the truth. You can't censor that, YouTube. We're never going to monetize this. No one will monetize us.
No,
So that's all right.
it. No way.
That Tony, he looks like a fucking big toe with a wig on. And Caroline Farrow called him a man, and she got taken away in front of her children. Disgusting fucking creatures, the fucking police in the UK. They are absolutely broken. I mean, and when people say, oh, there's still some good ones, la 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 la, I go, Wayne Couzens, shut up. Kate Scotto, she had her stupid charge overturned because she went and appealed that she got convicted of being mean to a transvestite. Joanna Cherry, yet they can call us cunt, whore, bitch, slut, fuck off, die, I want to kill you, want to smash your head, Nancy May, smash it against the door, They can do all of that without any pushback at all. And I'm fucking sick of it. Christina Goiki, another one. Sorry, Christina Goiki. She stood up in Colorado and spoke against a bill letting men self-identify and pretend to be women. She had to contend with a gavel banging judge. Where are you, Christina? Still fighting the good fight, I hope. On chairs, Julia Long. Lots of people say lots of things in their life. They have other views, and like Doc Long has been talking about vegetarianism, and I love vegetarian food. I am a meat eater, though. It won't ever not pass my lips. We've eaten meat for centuries. I'm fine. This whole feeling guilt and everything. We have eaten animals for fucking centuries. So I don't think it's that's the cause of our modern day maladies. Perhaps the way the meat is made and grown and cared for, being a bit more
Absolutely.
smart about that,
Absolutely.
like the Bovair,
Yep.
like Bovair, that drug and hormone that additive. Sorry, it's not a hormone. It's something that
It's like a vaccine to stop them farting.
is purported to help. It could help. The language, you see, this is why words matter. It could help. It can reduce. But does it? It can.
And yeah,
By how much? Have you falsified those results? Have you done a double blind? Have you,
yep.
you're just putting it in anyway? And sales of Lurpak and all the Bovair infested food in the UK, people are just pouring it away. I'm not drinking that. It disrupts our fertility.
Yep.
All the ways they're trying to cull us. Things like your food supply that's been under attack. But there's bird flu. Look at bird flu, people.
Well, the
Only
local
chickens are
council
being
here.
killed. No
Yep.
quails, no ostriches, no ospreys or albatross,
No
seagulls.
cassowaries, and God knows they've got to be taken out.
Yeah, the shoebill bird, plovers, oyster catchers, eagles, moorporks, magpies.
The
No.
local council here wanted everyone to register their flock about 3 years ago. Funny that. Hey.
Is that so they can come and do this preemptive bird flu strike? Hey, because it's only
Oh,
chickens.
isn't that interesting how that works?
Yeah, it's just
Hey.
chickens.
So
Nothing,
I'm
not
going to
other
share
birds.
another little lady over here, Rex.
Yep.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Drop that one down. Let's see if
Oh,
I can
here we
find
go.
this lady. Here she is. Look at this lady. Look at this amazing lady right here. I'm going to share that screen. It takes me a little while to get this worked out sometimes, Rex. Pulling all
Yeah,
these
that's all
screens up,
right.
I can tell you.
Look at us. It's already 20 past 11.
And this is just an average day of conversation for us, mate.
We normally cruise around doing stuff, but yes, when I get my phone sorted, I need to get my phone sorted.
Now I've pulled that up, but I've got to get that up. Okay, so
Oh,
how
if
do I
there's
do?
any hate watchers listening and coping and seething,
Oh, I
I
think I might
can't,
have upset somebody, but that's okay. I don't
I
care.
can't, I can't get back onto Substack. Oh yeah, whoop whoop. Hey
Now,
Moira,
isn't she? Look, I just think she's absolutely beautiful. I just think she's
absolutely.
just so classic looking.
And look at
She's
that suffragette outfit. Look at that
she.
suffragette outfit.
I love it. I love it. Now, some people may not know, but when I was in Melbourne, because I was one of those crazy people that went over to Melbourne and to Kelly J, and I recorded, I think it was close on 3 hours worth of footage that day there. And
Yep.
it just so happens that my footage was one of the pieces of the puzzle that helped Miss Moira Deeming, I believe, with the court case. So I've been told.
Yay.
So,
Yay.
I could close all this shop up tomorrow and totally be happy with the bit that I've done. Rex, I could just go,
Yep.
what? I'm happy with that. I'm happy that Moira Deeming has now been put back where she wants to be, where she should be, where she should have never been kicked out
Never
of.
left. Should have
Yep,
never left.
yep. And and John Podesto, he's gone, he's out, he's a twat. He will get what is coming to him. He tried to use lawfare against her. Now he's got to pay. They reckon it looks like it's going to be an estimate of about $4 million for the Australian High Court fees.
Good.
So suck that up, mate. You deserve every single bit of that. So I'm really happy. If anything comes out of my year this year, that little tiny thing that I did, which was nothing. I'd never been to Melbourne. It was a lovely holiday for my husband and I.
Yeah.
That trip, one day, bit of footage, and it was one of three. I believe it was mine, the real Rasheen, and somebody that was one of the TRs on the other side.
Yep.
One of those annoying
Yep.
TRAs or whatever you want to call them, RAs or whatever the fuck you
Yeah,
want to call them.
yeah.
Those
True,
blokes.
Margaret.
The fellas. Yeah, so all 3 pieces of footage sort of apparently fit in and told a story. So, yeah, how cool is that?
Oh, that's awesome. And look at her, bright as a button. That's right. She should have never been removed. But this is how the tide has turned. You know, it really has. Um, it's the holding the line now, and this is where the hard work begins. Because you know, people have been sold a lie, and nobody likes that. We've had just recovered from one lie, haven't we? A medical misadventure lie, and some of us haven't recovered, but we've lived through that, and that, I think of it as a big sigh-off because it was a cull in my eyes. And yeah, just a fun fact. One of my last live that I did, my first live back for a while, got taken down because some tree lover didn't like the fact that I'd referred to a mental illness in the same sentence with a word you know, now see, they're trying to censor my speech and claim it's not a mental illness. So if gender dysphoria is not a mental illness, why is it in the manual of mental illnesses? And why were the paraphilias associated with it removed and put in a different, separate, isolated part away from the actual condition that these people suffer from? Why were the paraphilias all moved away from the DSM-4 to the DSM-5, the diagnostic and um, of mental illnesses? You know, it's for you to diagnose them. And this is the little rub, the thing that people haven't been able to get past either in the USA, is a lot of it's covered by insurance.
Yes.
It's a Schrodinger's condition because it's not a mental illness unless it needs to be covered by insurance, and then it is, but then it isn't, and you're a bigot and you need to stop talking about it ever. And we've already started seeing this year, I think, lots of different things. You know, like I talked about the boulder, the avalanche is starting on its way down the hill. The deaths of some of the girls. Interesting, the girls. Some drag queen paedophile died. I think, was that this year or last year? But I'm moved by the death of paedophiles. And if that's wrong, well, there it is. I'm happy to be wrong about that. Oh, that, not a tear, not a fucking moment's regret on that. But they're young girls. Griffin Sivert, not how to say her name. The other
That
one,
poor wee thing. That poor wee
another
thing.
one, and there was another one not too long ago, and it's like, no, this is the cost. But someone I didn't know, we circle back now. We're circling back to different levers work on different people. Women in prison don't work on many people. Not going to lie, it tends to work on working class people.
Absolutely, because that's a car accident and we're there. You know, that's a bouncing ball across the road and a child running after it that you didn't stop in time for. That's, you know,
Yeah, that's reality.
That's
We
why
know,
we get it.
and the safety of children is paramount. And this is why the men with the paraphilias, you know, I don't think even adults should be allowed to access genital destroying, gender affirming
Agree.
care. Nobody should. It's not
No.
a fucking, it is not, it's a placebo. These are vanity surgeries. You get a vanity crotch and you still can't piss. But not even adults. Imagine, there are men and women who want to cut their arms off because they feel that they should have been an amputee, and we don't let them.
You know how much I like pirating, Rex. You know,
I know,
how much I like pirating.
but we can't let your man poke your eye out. But we can't let your man poke your eye out and cut your leg off. Even though you want to be a pirate, you'll just have to settle for argyle socks and stump around a bit and cover one eye.
And you only get 1 day a year to talk like a pirate. I think that's a little bit of a rip-off too, just saying.
It is, you could make it a week probably, you know. But these are the things. It's like we need to arrest the assault on reality because words are the building blocks of reality. Words, biology dictates reality and words shape reality. You are what you
Absolutely.
think, and it's very important not for delusional thinking to take hold. And there's, like Elon calls it the woke mind virus, but I did like some comedian, and he says, "Wow, Elon said he needs to clear people out of the government. Well, he's from South Africa. He knows how to clear people out." But
I
yeah,
was
he's
talking
not
about
our
the
friend.
pronouns today, Rex. I was talking about the pronouns to my probably future son-in-law, the young man that dates my
Yep,
daughter. And
yep.
and I said to him, the pronouns are like this. If I have to put it into an analogy and a story for you to understand, is if we have got a football team, right? And we've got two football teams, and they're blokes over here, and they're passing the ball and they're playing the game. We've got a team over here, and it's women, right? And I go over and I take that ball from your team and we start playing with it, and it's our ball now. So call that ball woman. So how would what you guys would feel like if I walked over onto that field and took your ball and said it's my ball now and we go and play with it? And that ball is called woman. That is the word woman. How would you feel? And he goes, I'd be pretty pissed off if you came and took that and gave it to
Someone else.
someone else. And I said, well, that's what you guys do. You come in, you steal our ball, and you give it to your fucking mate every time. It is exactly the same thing. It is not fucking any different. It has the word woman on it. It belongs to our team. We've been passing it around for the last fucking millennial. You've come in, you've taken our ball, and you've given it to your fucking mate. And we take it back and we say, it does not belong to you, sir. That woman belongs to us. You cannot play with it
No,
because it's
no,
not
that's
yours.
right. The word woman is taken. It's taken by us, not skinwalking transvestite men who have got either a belief that they were born in the wrong body and they're truly women. And, you don't have a nanosecond of experience being a woman. You were born a boy, you grew up to be a man, you will die X, Y. And it's not sex isn't a construct. And if gender is a construct, why does changing your genitals be the necessary cure for it? But how can that affirm it? But I'm ready for ultra. Only ultra. There can be no compromise or quarter. Because no man is a woman for a given amount of woman.
Yeah, absolutely. And
No.
the free speech part is this: you have the right to lie, and I have the right to call you a fucking liar.
That's right. But you
That's how
see,
free
free
speech
speech is
works.
not free. There are trannies here using lawfare to silence people, and I'm engaged in some of that, and don't want to talk about it. It's not. I'm not allowed. I'm allowed to
No,
talk to
but they
my
do
court
like
case.
to trigger things this time of year around Christmas time, don't they?
Oh yeah, like it was, like I've, Anyway, it's just this use of lawfare, and you've said words I don't like. As I say, out of over 500 troons and trannies and cockfrockers and skinwalker men that I have spoken about, only one of all of them has personalised it. Because, I mean, like I say, I class it as self harm. Why would you go and read stuff about yourself that's going to be unflattering and scornful? Because I don't read tranny bullshit. I don't read their stuff about me. I'm not interested. I'm really not interested, you know? I love if you've written all sorts of fantasies of how you'd like to unlife me and la 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 and all that. Good, good. Enjoy it. Just fill your boots. I don't really care.
I googled myself once, Rex. I
Yeah.
googled myself once, and I found a woman in California jail with the same name as me.
Oh, hey. So they're all
And I
come on
just
their
went,
full name.
yeah. I was like, holy hell. Yeah, you're a naughty girl. Yeah, I'm not going to Google my name ever again.
Oh, look, a couple of media council decisions come up, and it's trannies have said to me, "Oh, you lost that, you lost it." I'm like, "No, no, you have no idea what it means to me, because I don't put in complaints to the media to win, or get it upheld or this or that. They have to read my complaint. Someone has read that shit, all of my stuff. That's the win for me. I don't know if people understand that, but they can't unread it. And look at this. Here's Mole at the door. It's the year of the TERF coming. It's already knocking. Look, we've only got 26 minutes left.
This is a lovely graphic, isn't it? It's
Isn't
just
it
very
great?
beautiful. Spot on. Love it.
Do you remember the Scottish woman? I wonder where that film is of them. They practiced in secret for a long time, and about 8 or 9 of them dressed as witches, and they had broomsticks, and they did a dance outside
Yes,
somewhere.
yes. I know it very, very well, Rex, because as a former belly dancer, I
Yeah,
learned that choreography and we did it one Halloween as a flash mob in the city here.
cool. Because that, if anyone has got that on X and can re-up it, not I don't even know who's listening, but I don't care.
Well,
But
maybe I could even find it. Let's see
yeah,
if I can find it.
I would love to find that, because
Well, let me have a
honestly,
look.
oh, and Jean Hatchett, another staunch one, and Wes Streeting, a UK man who's holding the line because he has implemented stopping giving children cancer drugs if they don't have cancer. What a fucking bigot. Because that's what puberty blockers, I mean, they're called puberty blockers. They're actually cancer drugs prescribed off label to children for a feeling in their head. And I just have stood firm against that for a long time, because children don't need cancer drugs if they don't have cancer. Call me old fashioned. Well, you call me
It just
anything you fucking like, it won't stop my views.
I love that. Call me old fashioned. Well, Rex, guess what? I
Uh,
have found it. So let's watch it. Are you ready
oh,
for
yeah,
a witchy
yeah.
witchiness?
Yes,
So
please.
off to YouTube land we go. Let's see if I can.
Yeah.
There
Oh,
it, there it is.
I'll
There
have
it
to look for
is.
that link, because they are magnificent. Who's watching? Because this is great.
Okay, we ready? And you can see the woman who's leading it. This woman here, she's the
Yeah.
bomb.
Yeah. Oh, they had different music, but yeah, this isn't the TERFs, but this is the
This is
dance.
this is the
Yeah.
dance, not the TERFs. Hey, we should get TERFs out to do this.
Well, they did, and they did. It was outside Holyrood somewhere on a Sunday morning, and there were only about 8 or 9 of them, and they weren't dressed like witches. They like that with the whole face and everything. They were just dressed in that lovely outfits, but no Witch of the West stuff. But this, oh, it's a
They're
fucking
pretty
top
cute.
right.
I'll have to track down the other one with the TERFs and put it up on my
Oh,
X there, Rex.
it's on X. I'm sure someone on X will have it, and it was really good, and it was a few years ago now. It was at a time they had to do it in secret because the Troons were busy assaulting women. Remember the woman at the Emmy Pankhurst statue? And that Troon scum, they've gone and dressed her in Troon colours because they are complete and utter skin-walking pricks. I wonder if the police are still listening to me after I got arrested and all that. Probably. I
Well,
don't
I'm
care.
just
They
going to stop
know.
sharing these lovely ladies for us.
They know how I feel. But yeah, they're TERFs. There's only 8 or 9 of them, and it's not that music. It's not
It's
that.
not that. It's not that particular music, but is
No,
it
no,
that?
they use it like a techno. It's sort of speeded up. It's probably that music, but techno. It's a
Oh, okay, nice. I
techno
will have to find that.
because you can hear the belly dance bass of it. You know what I mean?
Yes,
You can hear
yes, yes, yes.
where it comes from, but it's techno. It's a fucking banging tune.
I
And
tell
if
you
anyone
what,
watches it, this and sees it, I'm telling you, it's
it,
great.
that's a rabbit hole, right? A YouTube rabbit hole. Google belly dancing fusion. You will not be disappointed
Yeah,
because, like, it's the modern interpretation going from techno into goth is
yeah.
just some of the
Oh,
best stuff.
that
Yeah.
man you showed me to take the taste of that filthy man slab tune out because of him doing the belly dancing. He looked like 2 clothes pegs on a piece of string, this transvestite. And nowhere near as graceful as 2 pegs on a piece of string. It was outrageous. And then Stone showed me this wonderful man who's just like liquid person.
Oh, he is just magnificent, and the balance of beauty, softness, and fluidity with that strength is
Yeah.
just. And I said that deliberately because I'm not using femininity for men anymore at all.
No, the beauty of men is their masculinity.
Yeah, but masculinity comes in so many different flavors.
Beautiful. When they're at the height of their beauty, it's a thing of wonder. Yes, it is. But it's male beauty.
And
Hey, it's
actually, I
different.
read something interesting today, Rex, that the phrase toxic masculinity actually came from the old kumbaya sessions the men were having in the 80s and 90s. So when men turn around and say, oh, well, he's come at us with the toxic masculinity, it's like, no, we didn't. Feminists did not make that up. Women did not make that up. Your bros made that up on behalf of yours, bros.
Oh, yeah, you bloody soy lord. Someone used the word soy lord the other day. Cry harder, soy lord. And some TERFs online liked that. But Redux, I love Redux. I wish I didn't have to read them. They are a necessary reading because they are the side of truism that people don't want to see. They don't want to know about. They don't want to see these men doing this and committing atrocities, which is what they're doing
Yep.
every time, just every time. And it's, not all men, but they're always men because all men are men. And Genevieve Gluck is my reporter of the year and one of the fiercest holders of the line ever, Genevieve Gluck. Um, and to have to find this stuff out because they're being reported as women and they haven't stopped. Lots of changes. So we'll circle back, but Nancy Mace, it started out Sarah McBride, Tim, I think his name's Tim McBride, wanted to use the toilet. And Nancy said no, because you're a dude. And he said, oh, Capitol Hill. And then the trannies invaded and danced around and pissed everywhere, marking their territory, as men are wont to do. And Nancy said, well, I'm going to make all toilets on all federal property now. It was just Capitol Hill, but now it's everywhere. They all need to be single sex. And then they carried on and the threats continued. And Nancy Mace, they've dismissed her being assaulted as she was being shaken warmly by the hand. But they neglect to mention that it was another giant man slab who loves troons and he hurt her. This is a game of I'm going to do this and then you're going to do that. Now it's all federal property. That
Yep.
includes jails.
Yes.
So they fucked around and found out. And I don't think Nancy's going to turn. There's no money in the world that is going to make her turn. No threats or intimidation. That just makes her angrier because she hasn't been at this very long on the coal face. And now she's actually, I think she's seen the face of the enemy.
Yep.
and how complacent they are. And this is a war, and I use those words because we are in a war for reality. Because if you can say a man is a woman, you'll say any fucking thing, and I can hear the ovens being warmed up for us now, you fucking brown shirts.
We've got two choices right now, Rex. I mean, there's that crossroad. We're either under a full fucking burqa, or we got a
Yeah,
big fat man toad sitting in every woman's space. So we can either not talk to each other, not look at each other, be full fucking cloud, not even be sitting in our
Afghanistan,
goddamn fucking
or
houses.
other words, Afghanistan.
That's right. Or we can have our freedoms as long as a big fat toad of a man is in every fucking woman's space. That's our choices, people. And if people can't actually see that's where we are at the crossroads, it's horrifying.
We need to hold the line and say, no, I don't care about your tranny friend. I don't care about the person you admire. I don't care about organisations like TrueSpec talking to paraphilic men. They're not fucking helping. This was the year that Smelling Your Man Bits said that lesbians were perverts. And now everyone's, oh, yay, TrueSpec. You know, she is a disgusting woman, Stella O'Malley. She's deeply homophobic. And, you know, everyone's going to their conferences and talking with them and blah. Christina Buttons, you know, says that us ultras are a problem. She doesn't see the bathroom stuff as a problem. But if you look up Rita Lovely, then you might see another side of Christina Buttons, allegedly. But if you look up Rita Lovely, you might see another side. So I don't know how much on our side she is. But yeah, that says that us ultras are, you know, and even the Desista Maya poet, you know, we're a scourge. You've just swapped fucking chairs on the Titanic, love. That's what you've done. Now you're getting fucking love bombed by all these people going, "Oh, you're so brave." You got a mental.
That one really does annoy me a bit, I must say.
They
Sorry,
all
not
annoy
sorry.
me.
But
They all
fucking
annoy me.
Jesus. Nah.
You know, this is the thing: is they all annoy me because actually you are part of the problem. You've just spent 15 years forcing your shit on us. Shut up. Go and get some fucking help. I'm not interested in your fucking Taylor woe. Not really. Because 15 years of you forcing this truancy on us, and we're finally able to speak about it and start speaking about it, and we can't fucking move for the titless wonders and the fucking, oh, I've stopped now and I've got a stump of a dick. And, you know,
Yeah,
yes,
and they're in for the grift. You have a look. They're in enragement farmers. Like some of the stuff. I actually had to I muted me because I just couldn't anymore.
and this is the thing is until you've got maybe 5 years therapy under your belt, and by therapy I mean talk therapy, to get to the root of your distress, some EMDR, some CBT, even some behavioral stuff, anything but gender affirming in terms of qualified good deprogramming you from this cult you're in. And now you're just going to swap seats. And as I say, you've just spent however long taking fucking wrong sex hormones, living in this place where you're constantly affirmed and your whole life is all around it. And now you're fucking telling us, oh, well, actually, meh, 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 meh. Well, we've just seen your experience. And as I say, come back to me when you got 5 years of fucking being away from the cult and sorting your shit out, and then talk, like actually talk.
Yeah, yeah. Like one of the things they say is I mean it was what is an ethical way to be involved in surrogacy? It's like, bitch, there ain't no ethical way.
Who said that?
Mia,
Oh,
that Mia poet. It's like there is no ethical
no,
way.
no,
There is no ethical way.
no.
You're saying
Surrogacy
you're
is
not
child
entitled to
trafficking.
babies. Stop it.
It's child trafficking. Surrogacy outside your family is just trafficking.
Of course
Okay?
it is.
It's all gussied up with a bow. I don't care what laws you make. It's wrong. It's fucking wrong. Nobody has a right to have a child. It's not a human right.
It's not. It's so
No.
not a human right.
And you know what part of being gay is being childless. That's, I know, and people will say I'm deeply homophobic. I don't care. You don't have a right to have a baby outside of your family. If you can't find someone to carry, then you're engaging in child trafficking. And there are stories coming out, and people go, "Oh, but that's not all of them." I don't care, because if you don't let people do that, no child will be trafficked, hurt, harmed, or raised as a rape toy, as we've just seen. Have you seen that?
There's that beautiful lady
Yep.
in Africa who's just been recently killed, and
Yes.
she had fostered 500 girls.
Yeah.
500. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
like you can have
Afghanistan.
children in your life without having to fucking traffic them. You can be a fucking
Afghanistan. I just can't believe where we are still, and it is the year of the turf, but getting trafficked, you don't have to traffic children. You just don't. And it's not a human right to have a child, And people say, oh, well, you've got a child. That's easy for you to say. But it's like, I actually, with my health and the way I came out, because I've got a couple of bits missing, didn't think that I would ever have a child, and was told in most strong terms. And, I know. And then no one was more surprised than me. So it's not a given. And I just think that, we've got all these different bloody fires going on, like we say, the WEF, the WHO, unelected fucking snollygoster filth. But, thankfully 45 is going to become 47. And I
Mhm.
say thankfully because I don't I have anything to do with it because I'm not American. My opinion is that when you're choosing a president, I want someone who's probably not going to be a warmonger, who's going to be concerned with the working class and blue collar, I think they're called in America, of average people, and isn't wanting to force trannies into every nook and cranny. And I think that's why 45 won. Thank you, DJT. And I don't choose presidents based on whether I'd like a beer with them or what they're like as people. I want to know that they can run a country and have enough nous to pick people that can help them run the country. And fuck, mate, people don't like Trump, but there were no wars when he was in. And he kept asking really inconvenient questions for the Hawks. It was, why are all our best people overseas? Why are they all stationed everywhere else? Well, why have we got this army but they're not here? And they could really help in disasters. And they're going, you shut up. And looking at what happened in Carolina, was it? North Carolina? Oh, my word. Not people not being helped because they had Trump signs or were Trump supporters. FEMA fucking confiscating people helping. And the
Yeah.
good, this is, democide is the biggest killer of people worldwide. Democide. And that's death by your own government. Now
Uh,
our food with the Bovair, all of that, and we've got this Trunacy, but I do still think Trunacy is the biggest threat because it's destroying reality,
It
invading your
absolutely
feelings.
is.
It is a destruction of reality, of the building blocks of reality, and that quote that's attributed to Voltaire that says if they can make you believe absurdities, they can get you to commit atrocities. It's actually a neo-Nazi who said that.
Can I
Doesn't make
just say,
doesn't make it untrue.
can I just say, but I find it horrifying that statement of there's a tranny in your nook and cranny. Sorry, Miss, but that's nightmare fuel for me right there.
Well, they want a tranny in your cranny. They really fucking do. Every fucking minute of every fucking day. There's something about how oppressed this minority is. And if they're a minority, how come they have the air of the governments and corporations? This is a head down. And as I say, there are men that have boasted of grooming children with writing stories and, online. But I don't want to talk about those horrible people.
That's it. The drag queens are not they're not reading the Hungry Caterpillar, that's for sure, when they're in the
No, and
library.
why don't they go and start community gardens and, talk to, the elderly and read to the elderly and go and start a community panto for Christmas and get the old people involved. But no, no, no. They just have this burning desire to put their R18 lifestyle in front of children.
Absolutely. And you know what? Retirement villages and aged care centres are screaming out for entertainers. They just can't get enough entertainers. That's one of the circuits I used to do as a dancer, take a group in and do all the for the oldies. They love it. That
Yeah,
they because the places won't pay for it, they'll make do one a year, that's it. They start getting together and putting money together, ringing you up and say, hey, can you come to our section of this particular big place?
yeah,
We call it Lucinda because we're on Lucinda Street.
yeah,
So over in Lucinda, so I would get, 3 or 4 gigs a year because each section would want us. So come on, guys. You're not working hard enough being in there you want the government grift with the
yeah,
library? Go and get out there and get your good thing on for the GMAs and the GPAs because they would love it.
yep,
They would
do
love
that.
it.
And start a community garden. Start a community reading group. Read to the elderly, even. Just stories. You could dress and drag. It wouldn't matter. You could find a fun story to read the oldies. I know, but it's this whole war on children. And that's why they have to destroy women because, we are where every single person on the planet came out of a woman, however you identify or feel. And that's why I ask some women, well, how big is your mother's dick? When they're on there palming the balls of some troon going, but he's a woman too, she's still, and it's like, well, how big's your mum's dick? Did it hurt her when she forced you out the little head? I have noticed just from being here a long time, and Kelly J has noticed the same thing, and all the men and women, but mainly women who've been holding the line for a long time, is our stuff's being sheep-heated. Like stuff we said years ago, but now it's, oh right, so and so saying it now, and it's acceptable.
Yeah, yeah. Look, in some ways, Rex, I'm okay with it, with them saying it, because I know my delivery is not for everybody.
No, that's right. Like I say, I'm the cow catcher at the front of the train. I'm and I just push everything out the way, and that's that.
I'm
And
going to just one more call out, Rex.
yep,
There's a X account called Women's News Network, and I'd love everyone to go and give that a follow because they do some great work.
yep, yep.
And on top of that, I've just discovered that they are also a fellow upcycler.
Oh, very good.
So, like, totally for anyone who wants to upcycle, and because I can't stand anybody who says to me about the climate and climate change and anything like that isn't an upcycler. Like, I've mosaiced my whole bathroom. Greta
Yeah,
Thunderbox, where's your fucking bathroom? Where's your bathroom, Greta? Where is it? So it's coming up to midnight there, Rex. It's getting a bit close on time there.
I know. Look at us. 2 minutes to
So
go.
we actually have a tip of our hat. We're coming into the 2025, and we're going to give a big salute to this TERF, who's not actually a TERF, but she's an honorary TERF. She's a top fucking woman. We all
Woman
know
of the
that.
year.
Yeah,
She is
she should have
woman of
been
the
fucking
year.
Time Magazine Woman of the Year. Um,
We salute you.
We
Giselle
salute you, love. We
Pellicro.
salute you. You are a legend. You're an
Giselle
absolute
Pellicro.
legend.
Shame must switch sides. You are a true legend. I couldn't believe how fucking angry I got reading that shit. And they're not all men, but they were all men, you know, certainly these men. And there are groups where there are 70,000 members in one group. That's one group that discuss ways that they could do what Mr. Palico did. And fuck them all, you dirty, filthy rapists. Isn't it funny? We all know a woman who's been raped, but not many people know a rapist. I smell a lot of bullshit there, my friends, but we salute you, Madam Palico,
Absolutely.
the
And
woman of the year.
what she said about her name and the importance of that legacy,
That's
you
right.
know, and the
We will
importance of
never,
legacy to her
never,
children.
never forget you. Never. For what you have done for womankind, to expose the underbelly, to expose the depredations, to expose the ordinariness, the banality of evil. And, that woman has got so much courage to be
Absolutely.
able to do this. So she is our TERF of the year, but woman of the year. And I love you, Michelle Uriero. I love you, MWK. My sisters Philippa and Di, Miss Stoney here, Mr. and Mrs. Ward, and Spidey and Mrs. Spidey. But all these top TERFs in real life and online, keep the faith and hold the line because that's the only way we're going to pierce this. It really is. And here can hear all the fireworks here. Happy New Year. It's 12 o'clock. Um, it's actually an hour ahead. I think we're an hour ahead. So it's not for another hour, but I'm
So yeah,
happy to celebrate it at 12 o'clock here. I'm an old lady.
it's daylight savings times there, so there's a 3 hours difference between where I am here in Queensland, Australia, and where Rex is there in Wellington, New Zealand. So
Yeah.
we are the original bitches in the ditches, the wenches in the trenches, we're the Anzacs with the attitude.
Yep. Yep. And the big fucking TERFs.
That's right. That's right. And we found each other over on Getter before they even let the turfs back on Twitter. I reached out to Rex over there because I'd seen her on YouTube and went, oh, how do I get to know her? So look, if you have a mutual with another turf out there, don't be scared to reach out and say hello and introduce yourself. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you find your people in the turfdom, people who you can turf honestly with, that's what you need to do. Please go out and find them. Please
That's
go out.
right. That's right, because it's going to take all comers. And I'm right out there, as I say, the cowcatcher at the front of the train, just smashing shit out of the way so that people who can't do that don't have to. But I've left room for you to put your bit in. And yours might be writing letters, yours might be talking to the government, yours might be talking, Happy New Year, my son. And it might be just talking to your schoolmates, mothers, so, the school mums, it might be talking to the kids or just resisting using the pronoun and saying their name.
Yep. Or
All of it.
Oh, do you know what? You're out in public, you walk past a tranny there, and you give a nice aggressive eye roll because a micro expression is an action. And please, by all means, show contempt, show absolute total disgust.
That's right. And I'd like to also, this is absolutely pure genius, and this is Stone the Crone, LGBS. Stone the Crone came up with this, and I waited till 2025. So please explain.
Okay, so we've got the L, the G, and the B. They're all sexualities. It's time we add the S for the straights. And I'm fucking serious. It's LGBS, and everything after the BS is
It's
fucking
BS.
BS.
It's BS. So there's only LGBS.
That's
The
it.
rest is made up mental illness, belief, uh, inculcation and grooming, being told this, the saturation thereof. So the weeding out and the lessening, you can see lots of corporations pulling back from it now. But what's happened is we've been left with the insidious network still there. So it's weeding that out, only saying man, just say transvestite, just say you're a man, you're a woman. I'm not going to pretend for you. And I know the laws are there, but the ultras have been criticised as being bitter and useless, and we don't work, and we're not effective, and la la la, because all we do is try and maintain some semblance of holding the line for reality.
Yeah.
And we don't take account of your tranny mates, and that's the difference.
Yeah.
I don't care about your mates, your brothers or sisters or friends or whatever, because that's not who we're talking about. We're talking about sex based rights. Stop personalising it, thinking about your uncle, your mate, your friend, your brother, your sister, your whatever, right? And think of it in terms of language, law, health, and life. That's all. Keep saying it, but it's not until someone like Helen Joyce says it, it will get noticed or talked about or listened to. Because I'm a very savage messenger. I'm a satirist. I provide womanly commentary on the transvestites, and I'm afraid it's too much for your manly ass to handle.
Well, I could never understand how anyone could not see you as a satirist. You are literally one of the fucking funniest people in this movement, Rex. Like, this is why I'm honored to be able to do this with you. And yeah, I know I'm hopefully moving into this year that we're here.
Yep.
We'll do a few of these during the year, but it will be on our time.
Yeah. But hopefully in Brisbane, we might even do a quick live if I get to Brisbane.
Oh yeah.
When I get to Brizzy.
She's a coming this year, people. She's a coming. So that's actually only about 6 weeks away.
Maybe. We'll see.
I'm having you come. Don't make me come and get you. They can't stop me.
Right, I'm going to get Happy New Year, all everybody. It's the year of the turf.
2025, 225. That's a 9. Nikola Tesla says it's all about the 3, the 6, and the 9. The 9 is completion. The 9 is birthing. The 9 is a finished project, TERFs. It's our project. Let's finish it.
Hold the line. Night.
Night, guys.
See you. Thanks for joining.